Hey, this is Mr. Ng going over the Pre-Calculus First Semester Performance Task Assessment video project called Birthday Polynomials. Students will incorporate their knowledge of polynomials and technology to show mastery of content through a video. Students will work with a partner. The projects are due December 12, 2018 at 8 a.m. My website timestamps projects automatically, which means they must be turned in before then or be deducted 10 points every 24 hours. Step number 1, partnership. Students will pick a partner within their own class. If you pick your own partner, I would say pick a business partner, don't pick a friend. You will get extra credit if you put your name on a piece of paper, and I pick your partner randomly. Find a computer, find a cell phone, has a camera, test the quality, sound, and volume, upload a test video, very helpful. That's step number 1, partnership. Step number 2, evidence and knowledge of math content. Students will make sense of problems and persevere them. This is called a standards of mathematical practice number 1. Students will reason abstractly and quantitatively. That's SMP number 2. You'll make sure to show your work neatly and completely. So part number 1 is your birthday as a polynomial of rational functions on page 3. And this is due on December 24th, Wednesday. So if I zoom out, let's find page 3. Here it is. So what you're going to do is part 1 says your birthday. Identify and order the digits of the month. 1 to 2 digits. The day number, 1 to 2 digits. And the year, 4 digits of your birthday. If your birthday was on September 6, 1974, your birthday that you would use is 9/6/1974. A possible polynomial. The most number of digits you could have is 8, and the least number of digits you can have is 6. So here is 6 digits, that's my minimum. So if I needed to, you can put a 0 in there, 906. And you need to create a polynomial using the digits in order. So here's my example, again, from these numbers, 961974. There's your 9, there's your 6, there's your 1 that you can't see there, 9, 7, and then 4. It's okay if you skip a polynomial like x squared there, which is perfectly fine. Or you can make an irrational expression like this, 9, 6, 1, 9, 7, 4. Totally fine. You make it up. Experiment with the shape of your birthday polynomial by changing the signs of your various terms. So pluses or minuses, you can change it. And try to create a polynomial function with an interesting shape and some turning points. Be creative, find a polynomial having a graph that expresses you, something you like. And number 4, make sure that the expression must use the digits of your birthday in order. However, you may use positive or negative numbers and any power of x in your polynomial. So this is page 3. And basically you and your partner both write down your birth dates. Circle, is it a polynomial or rational function? Here is a polynomial. Here is a rational function. And write down your function below. So write it out. And then I'm checking one of your papers. I'm going to put a stamp right there on October 24th, Wednesday. Part 2, storyboard on page 4. So what you guys need to do is here on page 4, you'll need to create a storyboard. So there are 6 boxes. And it's kind of like a stick figure cartoon, you drawing it out, what you think you need to do by that date. So for example, 1519, on October 26th, you're going to have a project day in class. So maybe before the first due date, you're going to write here, what's our first due date? December 24th. So maybe on December 23rd, you write that, and then you guys draw stick figures, meeting in Mr. Ng's room at lunchtime, so that you guys can work together. And then the second deadline, maybe meeting at someone's house, and what day are you guys meeting, and what time? And then drawing stick figures, you're going to the park to record, or then the 4th, write a date down. This way it gives you a visual of what you're actually doing, and then I'm actually going to check that on December 31st, Wednesday. Characteristics of your polynomial on page 5. So based on the polynomial that you wrote there, like my example, then on the 5th page, you guys are going to find all of these characteristics based on your graph. Well, how do you do that? Well, graph it. you can also show us algebraically and graphically and numerically what's happening to your function there. So this is just space there. We should not be seeing a recording of your piece of paper and your handwritings because it's kind of messy. You want to make it more professional. We'll talk about that later. So you get your characteristics. And you might use the next page. That's helpful. So let's go back. Characteristics. And then your product is on page 6. Now, the product aspect, that might help you do step part 3, actually like a visual. So let's talk about it. Make a presentation using technology, Google Slides, PowerPoint, Keynote. So you guys can see that I'm using Google Slides, and then I'm just recording myself with screencasting, which is recording what I'm talking about. Be creative in a way that will develop and present your final product. Have multiple snapshots of your polynomial and a local photo, global photo, or in a complex photo. We just talked about that, the extremas and big picture and then zoomed in. It could have a photo booth look to it. Be colorful and make let's phrase that. Make something you will be proud of to put in your portfolio, your Capstone portfolio. Have fun with it and make it a very personal document. It is your birthday. Here's a couple of technology tools. You guys can use Desmos. Desmos basically is a graphing calculator online. Open it up. And then you just put a polynomial in there. It's opening, so I might have something like x to the third power. Let's see, didn't do that. How about caret 3? There it is. And then you can use something like your sniping tool, and then you can just take a screenshot of it. And then cut and paste somewhere. Okay? So that's one tool that you can use. Another tool that you guys can use is Wolf from Alpha. You can put your function, your polynomial function, or your rational function. You can also use GeoGebra, and you can test it, and they can help you find the complex information and just follow that information to help you get that. And you can also get a professional-looking equation like I have on. That looks nice and neat rather than handwritten. So how do you get something that's typed in? Well, you can use a couple of things. You can use an app, or you can use Google Docs, or figure it out. Okay, so that space there is just for you to write some stuff. Okay. All right, so once you guys do that, then you're going to have step 3, math accuracy, making sure you double check your work and it's accurate. That's the most important part about this project is the math. Step 4 is editing. Students will use appropriate tools strategically. Students will edit their video by ensuring that it fits the time requirements. Making sure we can hear you. I can't hear you. Bad. 0. It's like a project that's in the trash can. And we're in class and we can't hear that if it's in the trash can. So please make sure we can hear you. Including lyrics and subtitles on YouTube. Removing wasted time on the video. Adding bloopers or outtakes. Uploading on YouTube. And turning your video on MrMathing.net, which I'll show you. So together you should have a total of a 4-minute video. 3 minutes and 30 seconds of a video, and then less than 30 seconds of bloopers. So you should never have a video over 4 minutes, and you really shouldn't have a video like 2 minutes. It tells me it's too short. And you're actually going to play a rough draft of your video in front of me on November 30th, Friday. So each of these little areas, you're going to get a stamp. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and then that rough draft. At the very end, students will complete a Capstone Reflection sheet and turn it in a shared Google document with a video link. Make sure to change your share settings. So you just click on that, fill it out, make a copy. You only need 1 capstone for the 2 of you. And that capstone is due on December 7th, Friday. You guys will bring up your phones and kind of just show me that you completed that. And then in your video, you should have the date, period, school, and teacher name, but do not put your name in there. Students will turn in a scoring rubric. So this paper I've handed out to both of you. You only need to turn in 1 of them. That's the person who has all the stamps. On YouTube, tag these things. Make sure not to put your names in it. You can make them up. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant would be great. And I need to change this. How do you turn in your project? So let's go ahead and turn in your project. Let's do it together. All right, so here's my website, MrMathing.net, and then you're going to go to Precalculus. Load, load, load. Okay, and then you scroll down and it says See Projects. That's where you're looking for the yellow part. And then you're just going to fill in the information. Maybe you're in 0 period. First name, Mr. Last name, Ing. Partner's name, Mrs. Ing. my information, email address I can check. You can put school email just in case something goes wrong and I can contact you via electronically. This is mathing@gmail.com. And then the Capstone Reflection. This is not really the Capstone Reflection. This is just some kind of random Google document that I have. You just copy. Go back here, and then you're going to paste it. And then you get your YouTube video. You've uploaded it. You can either go to the share aspect. Not working. There it is. Press copy. And then go back. Paste it in there. Again, make sure that both of these documents are shared. Capstone, cut and paste your Capstone Reflection Google document. I just did that. Make sure your link is private so that only my school email address or my other one, make sure you share it with me, because if I click on it and it says private, it's not considered turned in on time. Same thing with YouTube video. Did you tag those things on, which I need to change that? Yes. Then you just go through and answer these questions. Oh, this project was super easy. It was the most challenging part. For starting on time. What was the easiest part? Heading. Project suggestions. No. Can we dance and sing next year? Have a great day. And then you press submit. And then you click here and see if the project was accepted. And right there, there's your information. Let's go to the back side and take a look at a project here. I'll show you how to get extra credit. And this is our scoring rubric. So in our scoring rubric, you'll see that these multipliers are on the side. And math knowledge is the most important part, then the creativity and all the other aspects. How do you get advanced? Well, is all your work digital and no handwritten work? Have you shown and explained? So basically in your videos, I am seeing you and seeing you explain the math, and I see the math. That's how I would summarize it. So let's just say you get a 4. 4 times 11 would be 44, and then basically I would be adding up points. Can I hear you and based on what you're communicating? Have you posted on YouTube? Did you go through my website? Did you do all that stuff? I would change the time requirements because it's supposed to be less than 4 minutes. Capstone Reflection. Did you use complete sentences? Did you answer every section? Common mistake is writing NA for one of the sections you don't like. Details, that's just all the stuff that you put on your video. Turning in a graded one that you've done right there. Extra credit. Can you go out into Angel Stadium and say, I love math really loud? Scream it out there. And somehow can you get me in there? And if you have 2 and then one of those, on time, and basically add up all your points. So for example, that was 11 times 4, 44, then 4 times 4, 16 if you got that, and you add them all up. Then you have score out of 100. And then what I'm going to do is, whatever score out of 100 is, I'm going to put here, and then we're going to add up all your stamps over here, and then put it here, and then add them, and then you guys will have to split them. You could agree to do 50-50, or you may not. So you need to consider how you guys will split up your points. So all of these paperwork is to kind of show you guys step by step, hopefully to do your project, be creative, be early, work on time, communicate, and have fun. Have a great day.